If you run a business and you know AI can help, but you have no idea where to actually start, this is the mistake I keep seeing. Companies buy tools first and then try to force them into broken workflows. After 20 plus audits, we're finding around $116,000.23 in wasted time and AI opportunities per client on average. So in this video, I'll show you the workflow to first map I would use before buying or building anything. The goal really does come down to finding where the business is leaking time and money and then deciding where AI actually belongs. You don't really need another AI tool. You know, you've got the AI tools, you use them in your workflows already. But finding out exactly where this AI can be implemented when you don't know what's going on is the most useful thing that you can have inside your business. Have an audit, have a process, have a map for, okay, here are the highest leverage, quick wins places that we can start to implement these AI tools. And that's where it starts with. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. How can you find this map? Rather than searching up, how do I use AI in my business? You know, where should we start with AI? These are all the questions, and the most common questions that people have. We're going to dive into exactly just the first step in that workflow. You know, where you can go for help, and the answer is this video. So you're not trying to buy AI, you're trying to make the right call, is what it comes down to. You're trying to find out the right path, the first step. Where do I even go from here? So tools first is expensive guessing, and I want to dive a little bit into why you shouldn't be just trying to buy tools to fix an issue. And what that comes down to is where you're buying these external tools. Sometimes they're great, but a lot of the time they're not custom for yourself. You know, they don't work for your workflow specifically. A lot of people try and spend a lot of time then building these tools and saying, hey, it doesn't work for my workflow, so let me build a new tool for my own workflow. It's like, great, okay, cool. Yes, 100% agree with that. But do you know that your workflow is in this most simple form possible right now? If it's not, then there's no point building these AI tools on top of the workflows, just on the basis that if you're building automations on data that's messy already, it just makes it, one, so much more complicated, and two, it doesn't actually fix anything. Because of the complication, it costs more, it's still a massive mess. So where we will come in and do a massive audit, or where you should have an audit, and like I said, I'm going to show you exactly where the audit actually starts and how you can start to do these and implement these strategies for yourself straight away. But what it comes down to is making sure the process is as seamless as possible. So when you're first looking at the process, thinking, okay, we have a process where, like I was talking about, you know, we go on site and a technician has to take a piece of data that they find on site. Hey, this is broken, this is wrong, here's some information, here's how much it's probably going to be. Send that back to the office, and the office is then going to have to key that data in, and then from that, keying the data in, they're going to have to send a report to the client. How about we have a process straight from, and this is where an audit of the process is so important, understanding where it can be streamlined. The technician straight away access to be able to key that information in, and as soon as they key that information in, it goes straight into your CRM, straight into your ERP system, and then from that process the customer report gets sent straight away, or it gets created and it finds out what's missing, what needs to be resolved, and it will ask those questions in this email to the customer. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, it's sent out straight away. You know, there can be human steps in the loop, and we suggest that. But making sure that process is as seamless as possible, that is really where the data needs to be cleaned up. Instead of just guessing and building a tool that means that it automates the process from like being sent back to the office is still keying in the data, and it's just a complete mess. It doesn't work as well as it needs to be doing. So, diving into it a little bit deeper, you know, the 5 steps to get AI started comes down to, 1, needing to know what the process is like, and you already know the process, but do you really know what everyone's day-to-day looks like? So interviewing the stakeholders, mapping what that workflow looks like, and I'm going to show you an example of what this looks like in just a second. Marking the waste, actually where is the waste? Where are we leaking money and where are we leaking time? Quantifying the cost. How much is this actually costing us? Yes, in terms of time, but again, quantifying it from a money point of view. So it's like, okay, cool. Is this even worth our investment? What is worth our investment? And these numbers are just ridiculous. It's shocking how much time is actually being more or less wasted, basically. And then building the blueprint. So finding out exactly not only where AI can be implemented, but where it's going to have the highest leverage, impact, and then what to actually implement in these places. So it may look like that system that I was talking to you about, having building a system on top of that, and what that actually looks like. That's where the building the blueprint is, and this is building it for the whole year. So we can build it from day one. Like, this is your AI map to take you to a point where the business is more or less fully automated. So first of all is asking the stakeholders. What are we going to ask them? What does that process look like? How can you do this yourself? So CEOs, COOs, sales, admin, finance, fulfillment. It could be VAs who are doing your manual processes. Really just interviewing and getting to depths with, and finding out exactly who has these processes and who needs to. And look, like, come through these questions. What do you think? What do you do every week that feels like admin? What are the manual processes? Where's data being keyed up multiple times? Are you chasing anyone? What reports do have to be created? Can those be created manually? Where are you spending loads of time in Excel? Even getting installing systems that can track what you're doing with your day, and having your team install these systems, the key stakeholders, to be like, okay, this is exactly where the time is going, and doing deep reviews in that. There's a software called Rise that's really good for that. So these are all the options of just doing a deep dive into the process, finding exactly where it's being bottlenecked. So mapping out what really happens, and I'm going to show you an example of exactly what this looks like as well. And here it is. So once we've mapped it out, this is the analogy we like to make. Excel in the early 2000s was like, you needed it, okay? Or everyone had to learn it, because that now when you go to jobs, everyone has needs to have Excel knowledge, or a lot of the jobs at least. But AI is that skill now. Everyone needs to have AI. If you're going into a business, they're going to say, what do you know about AI? How do you use AI? So upskilling your workforce is going to be vital to not only have that as the culture, but then new people coming in, they're gonna be like, great, let's learn this AI systems, and just everyone's going to be so much more productive. Getting into what the actual audit looks like. So it's like, cool, the process map. Let's find out exactly what your process is. Right, really detailed diagrams of, okay, this is the process, here's what it looks like manually, these are the softwares and tools you're using as well. This is done extensively for every single section. So session 1, session 2, session 3, session 4, operations, initial discovery, this can be onboarding, this can be sales, this can be everything in the business. That's the process map, what we discussed. So this is just like literal points. If there's any pain points, they'll show up here. If there's anything that has been missed at all, then we are going to, you're going to be like, hey, there's this thing, or let's hop on another meeting, there's a couple of things. So there are so many elements here as well. And then diving a bit deeper into the hidden costs. What did it uncover? $141,000. It's ridiculous. Where is that? Missing automation, okay. And these are things specifically from you, and these are the quick wins. So there may be things that are like, okay, let's implement this, and it takes very little resource to implement. However, the leverage that it's going to have in the business is going to be exponential. So these are the things that you really need to be looking for to begin with in order to be implementing. And then diving a bit deeper into the AI roadmap. This is very valuable. It's like, cool, this is exactly where, like I was talking about, we need to be making sure that we have the data set up in a way that this is the most efficient way possible. And then we're going to have the tools that your team uses every single day. Where is the AI actually being used already, and where can we automate that as well between tools And then looking at the intelligence layer, okay, so really having a deep dive into, okay, this is where we can plug AI onto the top of these things. Your tools, MCP connectors, and yeah, like bridging these connections like I was talking about, having plugins, automations, and then there's room for custom builds as well, which can be a bit more expensive, but there are so many quick wins you can do before them that make so much more sense. So yeah, like 15 initiatives identified where you can be using AI, how other people have used AI, so on and so forth. Other than this, it's pretty much it. So yeah, that is the audit itself and what it can look like underneath. And then finding the waste, like I was showing you, really understanding where the waste is and putting a monetary figure on that as well. And not everything deserves AI. You know, can something be simplified? Can something, and also like really focusing on the risk. You know, where AI is actually not good to be implementing because it's a risk to incorporate and have access to your data. There are so many areas like this as well. So just really being careful with it. But this is a framework that you can use. Clear, the task has a defined input decision path and an output. Repeatable, it happens often. Measurable, cool, we can measure the estimation of hours, leakage, etc. Painful, the team already feels like the cost of doing it manually. And human-led, risky decisions to stay reviewed, approved, and accountable. So there are some that are very much need to be human-led. So this is a framework that you can be going through with your own business as well. So then, like I was talking about, quick wins, 0 to 2 weeks, core workflow builds 2 to 6 weeks, and then 6 to 12 weeks is the strategic systems. These are the things that are still going to have highest leverage, but they might be a bit bigger to build. Quick wins, easy to build, high leverage. Core workflow builds, they're in the middle. You know, they may not be as valuable, but they are going to be fair enough and easy to build. So you're going to show the audit journey, the current workflow, hidden costs, AI roadmap, and the deliverables itself. And you start with the process, and then from the process, you can then build. You know, it's super important mapping out exactly what is going on under the hood and knowing where AI is needed, where it's not, where it's a risk, before you start trying to build these messy automations on top of it.